I wasn't missing anything, so let's load in. So where we end the first episode is with Ellie being like everyone learning that Ellie's immune. Which like there's a whole set of shit to that, but then it cuts kind of to the next day.
Holy shit.
And in fact, in this game it does not. So we have to you know, get there. Oh, my capture card is gonna be hella low.
Signal, run.
Okay. Let me know if this is like a good game.
Run.
I wish my brain is thinking like
Stay away from those lights.
Dishonored for a hot sec. So I was like, oh, perfect.
Ellie, it's gonna be another sprint. You ready?
No.
Sure.
Hello? So I was thinking, like, oh yeah, I can just run and then slide. And in fact, you cannot just run and slide. That is not a mechanic in this video game. This video game does not have that skill. This video game has other things. God. I hate that I have so many like audio sources that I can't actually see both my mic and my game audio that well. I have to like scroll and change things, and change is bad. Oh my god, please. But by not having to do all this, they really do a good job, and this will be an overarching thing in this section.
It must have gotten through. Check the trenches.
Is that they don't really have
I don't see anything down there.
you as Joel
sure they came this
against
way?
other humans. It's really against the fungus, which is it's
Stay
different.
Down, don't let him see you.
Because
Follow Joel.
where's Joel going? I'm gonna just go around the other side.
Who's there?
No one's there. Totally none people. Totally just vibing. Totally didn't realize there were soldiers over here too.
You see anything?
Bye.
Clear back here. How's it look up ahead?
So far, so good.
So, like, we don't get any of this. We don't get any of this combat. Ooh, ooh. Which is interesting, because, like, because in this game, you're, like, still learning mechanics. You're still learning a lot of things. But you're not... You don't have to worry about how to traverse in...
I hear him up ahead.
You don't have to traverse in this. You just get to exist, which is interesting. But it just also means there's a lot of sections that I just have to play through that doesn't have like a direct counterpart, which is like 9 episodes both feels like a lot. Oh, no thanks. Super duper not.
We can get through here.
But, like, because you don't have... There's so much human versus human fighting. And, like, when we get to the capital, like, I'm going to have so many things to say.
Down there.
But now we just got to get through all this shit that... It's so interesting because... I hate this section.
There's so many of them out here.
They really fucking are.
How are we supposed to get past them?
Ain't spotted us yet. Let's go around.
How's it look?
It's too many, Tess.
Oh, man.
Okay, Tess. I never remember how to do this right. I think there's a way you can, like, stealth through this.
Right here with us. Keep looking.
All right.
Copy. Let's move then.
Through here. Come on.
This is fine. That usually does not work as well. This is the lowest difficulty I've played this on in a while. So I'm like, wow, I didn't get murdered.
No contact in this direction. No contact.
Tess, you got any idea which way?
GG easy. Yeah, no, definitely easy. Perfect. I'm just a god. Thank you very much for your time. So now we've got through the human enemies for a bit. So now...
Hang on.
Is this the
Let's
right
see
way?
where this leads.
I don't know. Loot? Question mark?
Yeah, this looks right. Stay close.
No.
At least we're out of the rain.
I think it's so interesting. So one of the things that we learn in the TV show. I'm
I
just
think we
gonna
can squeeze
use
through
the
here.
loot. Okay, yeah. Okay. Is that
Charlie Squad, report.
there is a different
No more
mechanism.
soldiers.
Target's still on the loose, sir. Break off pursuit and report back to Sector 11.
I don't think they see us.
There's a different mechanism
To your vehicle.
of transmission
Shadows.
in this game versus the TV show. So we have masks. We've already discussed a little bit about masks. But in the game, like, spores is a specific way that you can get infected. And that's just not a thing in the TV show. Which, like, makes sense from, like, a visual perspective. But it adds a lot of interesting things.
Take a moment to catch your breath.
There's
Joel,
a
see if
lot.
there's anything we can use in here.
All
Sure
right,
thing,
don't
boss.
worry, Tess. I still think the dynamic between Tess and Joel is so interesting. Like, it's such a different... It feels...
Tess,
Okay, so
up through
here's
here through
why
this pipe.
I think the dynamic feels very
we can make
different
it
to
through
me between the game
very close.
and between the TV show. Because in the game... Joel is used... Joel is used to, as, like, the player. So, like, you're being tutorialed.
Turning to the wall.
But if you think about that mechanic instead from the perspective of, like, a TV show, then there's, like, no reason that he shouldn't know things. Comma, chameleon. Hi, Nem. I was reading too many things. So that's really what I think is why I feel like the Tess-Joel dynamic is so different in the TV show. Because as the player, you're still learning things. Versus in the TV show, like, you know things, so that's not an issue.
They're gone.
Look, what was the plan? Let's say that we deliver you to the Fireflies. What then?
Marlene, she said that they have their own little quarantine zone with doctors there still trying to find a cure.
Yeah, we've heard that before, huh, Tess?
And that whatever happened to me is the key to finding a vaccine.
Oh, Jesus.
It's what she said.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Hey, fuck you, man. I didn't ask for this.
Me neither. Tess, what the hell are we doing here?
What if it's true?
I can't...
What if, Joel? I mean, we've come this far. Let's just finish it.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
I get it.
I want you to understand that the PS5 controller has the haptic feedback. So I'm just being pelted by rain this entire fucking cinematic, and I don't
This
need
way.
that shit.
If we cut
Hi,
through downtown, we
Lola.
can hit the Capitol building by sunrise.
We hope.
So, the fact that they're doing this all at night is such a different energy than the game. Because in the game, they take the time to make sure Tess doesn't turn. But, or not Tess. I'm so bad at words. They take the time to make sure that Ellie doesn't turn, and they have some of these conversations there. But it's still the same kind of way, and I didn't realize it until you see it in the game. Because, like, you think of yourself as Joel, but if you see a TV show, you're not seeing yourself, you're seeing the character.
Holy moly.
So seeing
guess
Joel
this is
just
what these
not
buildings look like
speak,
in
I'm gonna
photos.
just do 2 seconds of like,
So damn tall.
what is this? Fedra warning.
So what happened here?
Blah, blah, blah,
a
blah,
lot of the
blah.
surrounding areas to the
It's gonna
quarantine
be bombs.
zones, hoping to kill as much of the
40 hours.
infected as possible. It worked.
We do sure fucking see this bombing. But I think it's so interesting. I'm on mobile because my laptop's in the other room and Cat Lola's just snoozing on the
what the
lap.
hell
As is
was
your
that?
fucking right,
Tess, you hear
honestly.
that?
Yeah.
So fucking
Sounded
valid.
pretty far away though.
Illegal to disturb. True.
Are we safe?
For now. Come on.
I think it's so, but like, where it feels like Joel is like the weird kind of like servant, lesser than energy, like with Tess in charge, but in a way that like feels like almost pejorative. In the game, it doesn't feel that way because you're learning things from Tess. Like you as a player don't understand how this world works, but Joel in the game does.
Oh, there's the Capitol building.
Wow, I really see it
Get
from this
around
angle.
mess.
So it feels less
Was. Now with the
Over
giant
here.
wasteland.
negative. Also, wow, I've never actually taken the time to like look at what what it looks like from the outside. That's so weird. I've already got this firefly thing, so we'll go ahead and go into this. So instead of
Hey, Tess.
I didn't realize that this was like the actual Goldstone building that they were discussing. Like this is the same kind of thing because it in the game or in the TV show it like feels like a little hotel, and they even make references to Pittsburgh's hotel, which makes me think that they're not going to go through the hotel in Pittsburgh because they pulled like the joke and the funny stuff and all that kind of stuff from it.
It's been ripped apart. Body's pretty fresh.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it might be. Let's not stick around.
I didn't realize this foreshadowing of like this is how you know there are clickers at all. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that going back through the TV show to where they're having to overtly tell us this stuff. Negative fucking contact, overrun, fell back to the building interior awaiting evac. 7/20/33. So that is like today. Private Edgewater reports visual sound contact stage 2 cordyceps infected near collapsed office building, moving to investigate multiple infected contacts. Puts Atwater KIA. So a bunch of them are
Looks like these
killed.
guys died waiting for backup.
So, but it adds like a different kind of energy. Like I feel like in the TV show, I'm grasping a lot of things that they wanted you to get in the game, but you just didn't.
God damn it. Clicker.
It makes sense that they want to incorporate Ellie jokes Scooby just earlier to give her more characterization to make the audience bond with her. That's very true. Like they do a good job of making it something that you actually want to. Also, it's such a different energy to be able to get the to learn about clickers this way versus how you learn, which is like through Joel telling Ellie that they're blind but they can hear you. And like the way that they don't tell Ellie anything because they're already on guard. But they're in like an aggroed state a lot earlier than Joel and Tess are here. And also, I don't know how they know that this clicker is dead. I would like shiv that clicker just to be sure. You know? I don't know how they know because it's obvious like in the game, like right around now you learn that there's this network of cordyceps.
Building feels like it's about to fall apart.
And all these cordyceps are in a way where if you step the wrong way, they'll communicate with the other infected. Oh my god, that's terrifying to see.
Everything is totally cool.
Not mad that they chose to incorporate the hotel toast. I'm sure they'll have a super scary stalker basement another way. Yeah, true. That I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about them with the whore. They did such a good job with the clickers. I was like, I knew, and I still had to like stand and wait a second and be like, okay, let me just give me a sec. Did I miss a conversation?
You may handle this.
Like, I feel like they're like, Pittsburgh is so long, they have to like make Pittsburgh an episode, right? Oh my god, you get low health. But that's how you learn about clickers, and let me tell you, they're not that fucking good at it in the video game.
Let's search for supplies.
They're not as good in the TV show. They are a lot worse. Tess is a bad bitch. That was intense. I'm just gonna loot with to make my life easier. But it's such a different energy. I'm gonna get this ship door. +1 paper? Oh! They gave me the stuff to make the recipe. And if I wouldn't have grabbed that alcohol, I think I might have been able to dupe it. I doubt it, but... I'm not gonna heal because whatever. I should probably heal.
Let's get the hell out of here.
But I'm not going to.
Oh boy.
So, what do we get first? Because what the game is teaching us is mechanics, but what the TV show is teaching us is how they deal with stuff. So we have a lot more infected encounters early on before we get to the museum, before we get to the museum B, like before we get to all that shit.
It's clear. Come on, Ellie.
Right,
But like they say, I didn't even heal here ungrounded. 2 health bars in this clicker spot. Yeah, I forget which is which. But hi Jay. My brain is thinking to the one infected encounter with like the 4 runners and then the clicker that I always struggle with. No matter what, I am atrocious at that section.
Shit. Go.
Because this is what we get, and it is a very different scenario. And one thing that I'm gonna forget if I don't mention it here, because this is our technical first clicker encounter. We didn't really get, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the TV show, we didn't get confirmation if they're part 1 clickers or part 2 clickers. And so the difference there is in part 1 clickers, first off, they take some things in part 2 where it's very obvious. You get like the wind up and then you get the echolocate, like they like will click around. While in part 1, they just kind of like, they just click all the time and you're just like kind of screwed. At least that's what I've gathered. I've played a lot more part 2. But in part 2, specifically you get in the pharmacy, and I guess we can go through this. You get the thing where they also have some specific echolocation to where if you are in a specific area, even if you are silent, they'll still get you. Which is like which they don't do in part 1, correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm not sure if they have that mechanic. I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, we're good.
That's our way out. Over the scaffolding.
GG.
Over through here.
Because like, here's the thing. You learn about stealth with clickers before you learn how to like deal with clickers in the game. Because that's, you know, what you'll be doing. Hello? Joel? Am I pressing the wrong button? Help. Okay, there we go. This intended lore mechanic that they just never made work in the gameplay in the OG. There's a dialogue to explain in the OG though. Okay.
Come on.
Cause like it definitely like in the gameplay of part 2, where you have Dina like pause and then murder the clicker as like it's right in front of her, like that is very obviously a
Don't look down.
make sure you recognize that they'll see you if if you just are staying there. But thank you to someone who plays more part 1 than me. I played a decent amount of part 1, but I played part 1 after part 2 came out. Like I played them in the correct order. But I will say, it was less time. If you hear them clicking, you have to hide. That's how they find you. Yes. Well, I see that, but like,
You're okay.
the problem
You got a
is.
way through.
Just never turns into gameplay. Exactly. Yeah, because their clicking is just so different. They just are always clicking, and it's obnoxious. I already have a full. Isn't this where you get? Yeah, this is where you get the revolver. That's another thing. You have the revolver in your first.
with the girl.
Well, I guess you technically have in your first like clicker encounter where you have to do combat. Up here, right? I'm gonna save here. It shouldn't change, but I hate this section so much. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm gonna save over this, which is a bad save. Okay, so this is the section of this game I hate the most. Well, not the most. It is the early game section that I feel I am the weakest at. Exponentially. I do think that because it's also like it's the first one where it's like you can do it all stealth, but you can also have to do it. Okay. But it sucks. I don't like it. I'm just bad at it. I think that's really the issue here, is that I'm not good at it, so it's hard. I also don't know if this is gonna work. This is not where I usually wait. No, it'll be fine. Because I'll get this one in here. Ooh, is this in the doorway that they can see? Do they have an angle to see this? I don't think so. Good. I mean, I'll take a free heal. TY. Oh, not even a full snack, just a sad snack. Just a 10 health snack, not even a 20 health snack. Ugh. Just truly shameful. Okay, so the combat encounters we get in the TV show, we just get the one, really. Where we get the one museum, which is a smorgasbord of this section here. And, or like where you learn about clickers, where you learn about like combat, and the museum section, which is just oops all clickers. Like you don't even have the subway. There's so many things that are missed out because like you don't have to traverse through them. Because you're not doing it in one day, you just in the next day, and you can assume that all these things happened like in the one day, but you know, like you don't know. When does this guy come over here? Can I grab him? But also, let me tell you, the runners in the TV show are fucking terrifying. In a way that the ones in the game just aren't. Like, they move faster, they behave more like clickers and less like runners. Wait, why did I pull ammo yet? I should have waited, because you get more if you don't. But I just... It's very interesting. I will say, I'm assuming the next sections, especially next episode, is going to be longer gameplay wise. This one's shorter because like you're not going very far, but like Billstown is just such a long section. It's just a clicker now, right? I believe. Can you bottle melee? You can, right? I've done it. It's doable. We'll find out. Actually. Oh, that didn't work as well as I intended. Well. Hey, at least we got more ammo out of that.
All right, come on down.
No. Okay, let's loot. Let's check loot real quick. I probably could have done that with the pistol. I just wasn't sure on... Hello?
Let's just get out of here.
Oh yeah, I didn't use that. Okay. They cast Frank, so I think we get more build time than gameplay pieces. I'm very excited to see how Frank came to be, because I think that'll be so interesting. And we're not going to be talking about like the previews or anything. Like we see just what we get to see in the episode itself. But I'm very excited to see how they do stuff with Frank. I'm really excited to see Bill. I think it'll be funny. Or not funny, but I think it's a different take, kind of. Because
All right, Tess, go.
already by casting Frank, they're going to put more emphasis on it than what really was definitely like the Frank Bill relationship was an aftermath kind of thing, like created by the actor who played Bill, who said, "What if Bill was gay?" Which,
Doing all right?
yeah. And then they decided to make that a thing, which is like awesome and great, but that's not the inclusion that said like from the script forward you knew that was what you were going to do, so you did that. So I want to see if they make it more nuanced. Because like if you don't pay attention and aren't really noticing, you don't realize what the magazine's implying. Like it's very easy to not notice things. Like yeah. So I'm really interested to see what they do. Because they've already, like, in the podcast, they talk and they've written additional lore for Tess. They added, like, a whole set of things where,
You want to take
this game looks amazing no matter how many times you see it. True.
Going on about laying low.
And you always brush me off.
Well,
Unbelievable when I see it.
Just this is one of those sanity check. I always forget some sort of loot in this vicinity, and I always get yelled at about it. So I'm just gonna turn on high contrast to see if I can remember what I usually forget. I think it's over there. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot of loot. I keep forgetting to check if he's wearing the same colored shirt. Every time I forget to check. Can I not? Oh, okay. I guess it's a ledge, so I can't actually just check what my resources are at. But because of the fact that there's like the Bill Frank thing feels kind of like there's a few things where it's like they let the actors choose, which means that the choices they made aren't as shown in the gameplay or like in the story. But the problem is in the TV show with this podcast and accompaniment and stuff, there's the ability a lot more to add things as an afterthought and kind of J.K. Rowling it. And the interesting thing is Neil directed this episode.
Tess,
So he
down here.
got to see all these takes and make some of these kind of decisions and stuff. Which means that we get to see those POVs. And we get to see some of the things, but we know that this is exactly what he wanted. Let me check. Okay, yeah. Yeah, hit me up with, like, Molotov. Gifts! We love some good gifts in this house. Did it not give me that rag? Pedro, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to KS. Hope you're having a good one. Meet up with second Firefly team at Capitol Building, Capitol Gold Dome. Girl 5'3"? Question mark? 14 years old, red hair. Oh my god.
From the quarantine zone.
Relatable.
They're not our guys.
Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, no we're not. Nope. Yes. Jesus Christ. What's the safe combo? I have a thing up for that. Okay. And I love that if you just get the safe combo, but the thing is, I have my pathing down to if I go get the note and then go over. So I guess I'm gonna probably end up doing it anyways, but now I have the safe combo up. Pronoun check. My pronouns are she, her, if everyone in chat wants to put what their pronouns are. I have several bots. Comma Chameleon's pronouns are he, they, and Plenty Bot's pronouns are they, them. But feel free to put your pronouns in chat. I don't want to accidentally misgender anyone. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna save here. I'm just gonna save over that save I just did. Okay. Let's do it.
Over there. See him?
So this is like really learning how clickers work in combat. Like this is this
No matter what, you stay right
encounter.
Sure.
So this is taking more things that we get from that one museum section. So we're piecemealing together all these different encounters and giving us one encounter that shows all this. So like here we're getting to where even though Joel has not been talking with Ellie, and like that's one of the things that I didn't realize in the game. I didn't realize how much that Joel is like not interacting with Ellie at the start. He's interacting with Tess, and Tess is interacting with Ellie and getting Ellie's story. But like you think of yourself as Joel, so it feels a little bit like, yeah, it makes sense I wouldn't be asking these questions. But when you take it in that, like, again, the TV perspective, it means something different. But this is again where they get put together. Okay, let's get our loot. Hello. I'm so sorry, this is gonna be a bit slow. Because I go through and I basically have it to where I just sit and not change the pathing at all. And it'll sneak by. So we're gonna wait for this clicker to come back and path around to the other side. And then we're gonna go in there, grab the thing, head up and around, shiv the clicker, and then grab the stuff from the safe. I don't know if I necessarily need the stuff from the safe. I might as well grab it. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna just not. But we're gonna give it like one try. We're gonna see if we have any luck this first time. But I'm really interested to see what of Bill's Town they're going to include. I really, really, really hope they do the upside down shooting. Because God, is it so... It's such a cool sequence. You know? And I think it'd be cool to include. Something else in here to loot, right? Just checking for a friend. Yeah, okay. But, like, I think that's something that has to happen. Obviously, you have to have your... Like, if they don't have the bloaters... One of the things that's really amazing is that they name drop... I heard that they were infected... Sorry, I was listening to see if I got the drone sound. I heard that they were infected, that had no eyes, and they just click it, they just hear you. And, like, then they, like, name drop bloaters. And my question is, with the way that they've established in this game that the infected turn, what does that then mean for what are the spores just painful? Damn, okay. Twist my arm. Give me ammo. Don't do it. No. Like what function do the spores have in the game or in the TV show when it's not not an aerated way to get infected? Because I guess, like, technically the spores don't. I have a set of notes. I made a channel in my Discord for just me as I go through the first time to kind of take notes of what happened in the game. So first off,
Over there, on your left.
no fucking shit. So first off, one thing we haven't discussed yet, and something that they, like, hint at a lot in the last, in the first episode, is where the actual infection started, where everything started. And obviously, they say it started in Jakarta, and, like, Jakarta's the first to fall, like, all those kind of things. But there was something that was swirling around that someone had mentioned where they suggest that there's something with, and I know I'm just doing it to see if there's any loot to grab. The answer is yes. Something to do with flour, because Jakarta is a large flour producer. We don't see them, like, do anything with... Oh, let's take some health. Fuck yeah! Ellie, you want to talk about how real great that pathing was? But the fact that the opening of this episode, and I really, really love the opening of this episode. It is so good. Because it takes you from the perspective that you had, which is like, oh, I'm gonna, like, just keep going and, like, right where we start. One of the things that the director mentioned is that specifically in TV shows, because they're episodic, you can decide how you want to open and what the value of that opening is. Like, what you want to do to show in that. And what they are taking a chance to do is show what happened in the before times.
Fucking scary.
Ellie, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, Tess. Fuck, Tess, you just scared the shit out of me. Oh, this is dumb. Oh, they're gonna scare me. Oh, okay. We're lucky. Oh, we are so lucky, y'all. That was way too lucky. Jesus Christ. 343 78. Dude, I just keep getting more ammo. What the fuck? Is this what hard's like? That's so much ammo.
Face.
You tell him, Ellie. You tell him, Ellie. You yell at him, Ellie. Okay, we're almost done. Just this one more pathing through, and then we are good to go. Woo! Oh no. Oh, it's fine. God, kill all in here would involve Molotovs. It'd have to, right? Because there's no way to safely kill all with shivs and still have shivs to, like, exist. Like, you'd have to aggro them all and then use a molly. Yeah? I was so fucked. I was so almost dead there at the very end. Ugh. Okay, let's do it. Let's get the fuck out of here to the next section. Woo! Woo! Get the fuck out of here, boys and girls. There we go. Okay, so I'm almost, now we're through this. Let's go, team. On to the next section. That was a real funny animation you just made there, Joel. We just plot from everything to nothing.
We actually made it.
We did.
Everyone okay?
Yes. Let's move.
Okay. Woo! All
You
stealth.
guys are pretty good at this stuff.
Oh my god, thanks.
It's called luck. And it is gonna run out.
He brings up a good point. One of the interesting things is they don't actually have that, they don't actually have that line. In the TV show, they don't have, like, the line. It's just Tess saying, our luck's had to run out at some point.
Where we going, Tess?
Capitol building's in this direction.
Oh, this is so cool looking. I do wish sometimes we had more. We got... Like, I don't think there would be any value to having more combat encounters. Like, I can't see anything that it would provide that would be of more benefit than just to have Joel and Tess fight more infected. Because really, we see them fight 2 infected. They use at least 12 bullets, 12 revolver bullets, 3/4 of a clip there. Wilson used to be a federal officer. But it also makes sense you don't see them fight a bunch of infected, though. Because if you saw them fight a bunch of infected, then they would, like... Joel's fungus time, that's true. What's up, Jack? If we had a lot of encounters with infected, then it would kind of put... You haven't seen this show? Well, I'm literally talking about how this differs from the show, so I would just be cognizant of that. Yeah. So this is one of the episodes, and I'm comparing it to the
Climb on up.
To the game. Ooh. Center for Disease Control has produced this pamphlet on the cordyceps brain infection to increase awareness and prevent infection. Background: the cordyceps mushroom is a parasitic fungi that can take over a host's mind and alter its behavior. Until recently, it has only affected insects and some arthropods. That's how English works. Oh, I'm glad I caught this. I almost just walked right by this. A new species has emerged with the ability to target human hosts. The two know ways to control contract cordyceps is by breathing the spores in contact with bodily fluid of a person infected with CPI, usually by being bitten. But here's the thing. Like, if you kill an infected, you are coming in contact with their blood. After this infection, the parasite travels to the brain over a period of 1 to 2 days, which is different than in the game. In the game, it's less than 24 hours total. The incubation concludes when the cordyceps has taken over all major bodily functions of the host. Stage 1 patients display erratic and violent behavior, lashing out at anyone around them. Eventually, the fungus pushes through the host tissue, allowing for release of airborne spores. There's no vaccine for the CBI, nor any new treatment to lengthen the incubation period. Can be tested using a blood or microscopic imaging test, usually administered against the ear. Within minutes of contraction, the results of this test will come out positive. Interesting. I don't need this loot, but thanks. So it's interesting that, like, they do literally and explicitly tell you right here how this works.
Joel, over here.
Which is pretty interesting.
Up through here. What? I don't hear anything.
Okay, double time.
They're coming.
I know.
Get it, let's go.
That is terrifying. I'm glad this metal grate is strong. You can see his hand
Got
trembling
something on
there.
your shoe. Gross.
Okay. So now we're through this.
Okay, how do we get out of this place?
Let's find out.
I don't know if there's anything I want.
Time to go to work.
So Marlene thinks you're immune?
Well, that's what she believes.
Well, how were you bitten?
Okay.
And you must have
Can't
been
get that
somewhere you
yet.
shouldn't.
I'm gonna wait till I can get.
Yeah.
I don't think there are tools here, because if there are, I would love that. I want my holsters.
I was
That's
in
like
this
really the important thing in this world.
Oh,
Also, the fact that these clips are so
the
large
city.
is just insane
I
to
was in the
me.
mall when I ran into infected.
That
Like,
place
this
is
is a-
completely off limits. How the hell did you get in there?
I had my ways. Anyways, one of those, what you guys call runners, bit me, and that was that.
I see. Were you with Marlene when you were bitten?
No. I went to her for help afterwards.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen to
Knowing
this
her, I'm
conversation.
surprised she didn't shoot you.
She almost did. Hope she's all right.
I told you. She's gonna be fine.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to check because I don't remember if in the game, that right there, they comment about turn on your blue. Oh, this is high contrast display. So this is to see loot. So interactables are yellow, enemies are red, allies are blue. It's one of the great accessibility features they added in the game, but it also just makes looting so much easier. So, no, wait, I lied. No, where is it? It's somewhere. Oh, it's in accessibility. That's why I was like, it's the whatever one down. It's high contrast display. So you can choose what colors, depending on like what you would need. This is what I use. It's just nice if you're not sure where things are or if you don't want to look. I use it a lot when I just don't want to look. I think this is the shiv door. No, okay. So now we're in the museum. So now I want to check how much the museum looks like the museum that we see, because it looked, at least from what I remembered, pretty freaking close. So if it goes on sale, promise we didn't pay anything higher than 60 Brit. Respect. I bought it immediately. I think I might have pre-ordered it. I don't know. I was like, yes, I want this, so I got it. Yeah, it is expensive to buy. I get that. We don't need...
Sorry, that was me.
Tess.
Sorry.
I don't need the Firefly
Stay close
pendant.
to me.
I already got this one. The only thing I needed was that note I just got. So, in this section,
Shit.
What is this place?
they see what I think is one of the coolest parts of the TV show, which again, just blatant spoilers, is when they get to the museum, it's overgrown to shit and has all these vines around it. And like, we've already kind of learned about the fact that they use that as a means of like identifying, okay, someone's here, yada, yada, yada. But it's so interesting to me that they play around with, that like the tendrils, if those are dead, so some areas the infected will die off, and if there's like no life to those tendrils, then you know that that is a safe area because you can't accidentally step on like something that'll like turn a horde to you, which is so wild. Like the way like some of the mechanisms, the way they work in this new game is, I think, much more interesting. What are we at resource wise? Okay. Oh, am I full now? I should make a shift then. Because I wasn't full, so I just used it. It was a quarter, so I didn't waste any. Hello. Nothing. Cool. There's something over my head. Oh, it's a chandelier. I heard someone recently saying that chandeliers are something that that provide the least value for the amount they cost because they aren't really great light sources. I was like, shit. You're right. I cannot believe that this jacket is still okay in like how this area looks. You know it's gonna be fucked soon, because they imply that this is pretty recent. You gotta think about how like Joel and Tess know some of these things because they've gone through these areas, because they've like smuggled shit there.
Right,
but it's so interesting to me to think about like what that means in terms of like the things. But also the fact that Joel is alone here versus with Ellie is kind of a difference.
Run!
I should save. I'm gonna save. I'm just gonna save over this other save. We're just gonna keep saving. 47. I guess I can technically just, these saves don't matter anymore. I don't need saves and survivors. Did I save that? No, I just quit. Wait, fuck. 1 sec. I'm so sorry. There we go. I'm so good at reading. Okay, so I want to get the shiv door because it has some good stuff here. But I will say that when they get aggroed in the museum, I was like, huh, that's exactly how my museum goes. Also, can we talk about how I felled a clicker with 2 revolver bullets and it took Joel like 12? I'm just saying, I might be better at his life than he is. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna put that out into the world.
Tess.
Hello? Help, I'm stuck. Can I not go back further anymore? Ooh. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just had to...
Tess.
Okay, I thought that there was a clicker in this room with me. I was like, no, this is a safe room. I know this. I just had such panic and fear. And you can supposedly just go through this without aggroing them. But there's only like 4 clickers. It's not that big a deal. It is double the clickers that they have in the game, though. But I want to, like, explore this area a little bit while not, you know... Oh, full on both fuel types? That's amazing. The last time I played through this was in Survivor, so I'm, like, seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, shit! That's, like, so much stuff! I'm gonna go and do this before I... Just for sanity... I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah. I also love how you can see, like, here was a shiv. Like, you can see it literally broke in the door. Hi, friend. Okay, so I want to look in here a little bit, and I'm probably going to hop into photo mode to kind of examine because I don't want to have to break my stealth strat. And hopefully I'll get my stealth strat. We'll see. Who knows? Shrugs TM. To see how much it looks like. Because my question is this section the museum section, or is it like the forced murdery runner section? Because I never, I what you might call... don't ever, you know, I like to speed run through that section. It doesn't always work, but I like to try, you know. I think it's more fun to not have to do just forced combat with runners that you can't dodge, because that's frustrating. In fact, I thought the clicker was in a different spot. I, in fact, super duper thought that clicker wasn't there. No, this wasn't like the area. Well, it might have been. Like, there were some cases and stuff. Like, the shot where the clicker lunges over the table to try to murder Joel and Ellie is so fucking cool. Like, the way, like clickers, obviously, because they're one-hits, you don't really get to see how, like, aggressive they are. You just see yourself get murdered. But in the TV show, you get to see how they just, like, they all of a sudden they just lunge at you and you're just fuck. Just fuck. So I think that's really interesting to kind of examine. One other thing that I think that's really interesting that Joel does is, even though he doesn't have like a brick or bottle, because where the fuck would he have picked one up, he does use like one of the like the mannequins or the bus to aggro the clicker in a different direction. And like after you've aggroed clickers going into stealth, I'm like, yes. Like a lot of the mechanics, the way that Joel does things is things that I've done. And it felt very like logical. I didn't time that right, you might say. In fact, definitely didn't time that right. Yeah, we'll keep our pistol out. I'm always really bad at this next section. I'm gonna save again. No, I want a checkpoint first. Like, how do you no damage this next section? Hi, Leon. What's up? What are you sipping at? Okay, so with this next section, it's completely different because Tess gets infected from a clicker, which first off, like in this game would not be possible because you just get murdered by the clicker unless you're Dina, who just gets to 1v1 with a knife, a clicker, and then is still just atrocious at it. And it really doesn't bug me how bad the AI are at it. I don't know why it would ever bug me. Like, you see where he gets her there.
I'm fine.
One thing they do is we get this moment, and it's technically sort of right after around this section, where Ellie realizes she's bit, because there's one thing that they do in this game, and I think I talked a little bit about this last time, is what they change out, like the spores, what they did is they made it so that Ellie will have to get bit in every situation and wait in every situation where they want to prove that Ellie is immune. Dina. The Dina subway will have to change. Nora. The Nora section right before, like, she's like, you're immune, you're that girl. Because that is the only way that Ellie knows that who they are really. Like, in that sequence at the end of Ellie Day 2 is when you really recognize what's happening. And I don't know how they're going to make it as poignant as some of those. I don't know how they're going to really show who she is otherwise. I'm a little worried. I won't lie. It's going to be different. And different's not necessarily bad, but some of it is, and some of it's just changing things. But the shot they have where Ellie's like, God, isn't it good that, like, I'm immune and I got bit, and like I'm the only one who could do it and it doesn't make a difference? And then immediately they pan to Tess.
Guys,
Just like,
get in here! The girl.
Kill him. Ugh. Truly, I hate this section. Sprint to escape. Sounds great. I love this plan. Oh, wrong button. Throwable? Throwable for the poor? Oh, this is unfortunate. Oh, I super die here. I die. It's fine. I'm not that good at things that require me to do physical combat. Woo! What am I doing? Oh, I know why. My brain had the wrong buttons and... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No. Super duper dead here as well. How do you do this? That's not everyone. That's half.
Right in front of you.
Oh, I'm so dead. Yeah, I'm real good at this combat. I might load my save because it's given me like a weird checkpointy thing.
Get the fuck off me!
Ooh, well, friends, don't be up against a wall. Is there fucking terrible here? Well, that is exactly how I wanted that to work. It's fine. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to discuss how high quality, how high caliber, how skilled that play was. We don't need to discuss it because you already know I'm just a god. Okay. Now let's listen to these. There's 2 dialogue trees here I want to listen to. Rip all that ammo. Remember when I had like so much pistol ammo?
Oh, shit.
This is Tess realizing she's infected.
Tess.
I have a
How
god
you
complex.
know?
You're right. You're right.
Just a bit winded. Look this way.
First try. Yep. First try for sure.
How about you, kid? You okay?
Define okay.
Are you still breathing?
Do small panic breaths count?
Yeah, they count.
So, I love how all this, like, oh my god, like, the Ellie in the TV show is a lot more okay with what's happening than the Ellie we have here. Which isn't bad, it's just different. But now it's day. So now we're to the same style of place,
We gotta find a way across.
but the things that we've got are very different. I will say Tessa's shirt is pretty similar.
There she is. That's our building.
Hello? Wrong button. I'm so great. I will say, there are several different, like, ammunition systems that are in my head that are not Teely right now, which is why I'm reloading weird and why I keep randomly punching, because in whatever game I had that I had to reload things last, square was reload. I think, I do, in fact, think it is still, Dishonored. And I have not played Dishonored in like a week or 2.
Watch
So I don't know
your
why
step if you're
that's
going
where
out.
my
It's gonna be
brain has decided this system works. Square is reloading a ton of games. It is. The problem is the ones I've last played on stream, I have to reload in menu. I've been playing one of the old RE games.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, you can't deny that view.
In the game, I
this
feel
way.
like Joel is already interacting more
pick it up.
with Ellie than he did in
Look, we're almost done. Stay focused.
Yes, ma'am.
than he did in the TV show. I also feel like you can again feel Tess like slightly manic energy of like, I need to do this, but it is a lot less.
Right around this corner. Come on.
Oh, I forgot this is a health regen point. That's so
Keep moving,
nice.
kid.
It is a lot less than it is in the TV show. Like, she is like a woman on a mission because she knows she is going to be turning soon, so she knows she is on a limited time frame. Where, because in the game, as we literally just read, you have a day or two, she is a little bit less on a mission. Okay, let's see what this says. I don't think anything. Make sure the girl is well fed and in good health. The safety is of the utmost importance. Ensure no military presence before moving the girl to the next safe house. Also, it's so weird that they have like printed orders.
This.
Like the orders are physically
Firefly
printed on
Rebellion
paper. Which, like, does that mean?
What if we
I was
get
just
the-
talking with someone about this with
won't.
ration cards. About like how do they keep creating ration cards? Because like obviously with the economy you still have to keep printing new money. But how do they do that? And someone's like, well, just printers. And I was like, but they run out of ink. But that looks like it was on a printer. Like, where do they find these ink cartridges after 20 years? Or are they using like a typewriter? You know, like what are they doing to?
Here we go. Home stretch, Tess.
What are they doing to do that? Okay. Now this is where we get the I can't swim from Ellie. We get it somewhere else, but it's the same of like, how would I learn in the QZ, which is a very valid point. Like they don't have bodies of standing water.
Just so it's out there, I can't swim.
Look, it looks like it's shallow on the right side. Follow me.
I'm glad Marlene hired you guys.
What do you mean?
I know you guys are getting paid for this, but I'm trying to save face.
Yeah, sure thing.
I will say, like, Ellie seems to already have more of a relationship with them than she did in, she does in the TV show. Like, she already seems to have more, like, feelings for them and, like, thanking them. Like, they kind of have accepted her immunity in a way that we don't see in the TV show. They say here, they just have treated her like an equal. What's up, gamers? Okay, so I have so many fucking words to say. I will be yelling the entire time we go through the Capitol, through this like next section of combat, which is also completely different because this is one of the first choices, and it's interesting because Neil directed this episode, so he was in charge of like what was shot. He took someone else's script and he shot it. They designed it. They figured out how to do. I don't know how like it all works, but you know, like he was in the lead here, and then I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this whole next section, but let's go through it.
No. No, no, no.
What happens now?
What are you doing, Tess?
Maybe they had a map or something to tell us where they were going.
How far are we gonna take
As
this?
far as it needs to go. Where was this lab of theirs?
Oh, she never said. She only mentioned that it was someplace out west.
What are we doing here? This is not us.
What do you know about us? About me?
I know that you are smarter than this.
Really? Guess what? We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess! Now, we tried. Let's just go home.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my last stop.
What?
Okay. Before we go into this next section, I'm going to talk about what we've seen so far, because there is a whole section of things with this. there are so many like nuances to this whole thing. So in the TV show, again, the enemy is not Fedra. Which, like, one point is, why the fuck is Fedra all the way out here? Fedra's job is to protect the QZ. The Fireflies are not big enough threats to warrant patrol of an area that is this far outside of the QZ. But they're an easy enemy to hate. Because we saw them shooting people in the street just yesterday. Because all we see of them is just another militarist force. But instead, what they decide to do is to make it that one of the Fireflies turned and kills the rest of them. And that drastically changes how we come into the situation. But also, there's a few things that they dropped context for about Tess in the podcast that I think are wild, and I'm going to bring up just because they were going to put them in the show and they just ran out of time. So, Tess had a family. Her family, she had a son and she had a husband. They both turned. And she's able to kill her husband. She is not able to kill her son. She just has him locked up in a basement. Like she just has that infected just living there. But I say that to kind of preface where we have Tess as. She is unmoored except for Joel. In the TV show, Joel has Tommy, and Tommy is his driving force here. It's the reason that they dealt with Robert. It's the reason they accept going, following what the Fireflies say, because then they can get a car to get to Tommy and Jackson, because they haven't heard from him and they are concerned. So Joel still has people. And this Joel is less. He doesn't have anyone. He is just going about his day, making it through and surviving. And it's very interesting how what Tess says. And I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit further, and I'm gonna pause again and kind of talk through more. I'll be back.
Our luck had to run out sooner or later.
You going on?
No, don't touch me.
Holy shit. She's infected.
I do love that Ellie is the one that realizes it, because Ellie is further away from Tess and Joel. She just met them, but Tess and Joel are that close that I think that it feels like both ways. Joel is so broken up about it that if he didn't hear it from her, this wouldn't even cross his mind. He wouldn't even think about it.
Joel,
Let me see.
I didn't mean for this.
Show it to me. Oh, Christ.
Oh my God. Okay. It hurts. Okay, I'm gonna keep going for a bit. But that section, Tess is more upfront and pissed a little bit in the TV show. She said, look at Ellie's bite. Look at Ellie's bite. Does this look like it's whatever? It's different with comparing versus what she does here, but she shows it that way versus kind of this, at least.
Oops, right? Give me your arm. This was 3 weeks. I was bitten an hour ago, and it's already worse. This is fucking real, Joel. You've got to get this girl to Tommy's. He used to run with this crew. He'll know where to go.
No, that was your crusade. I am not doing that.
Yes, you are. Look, there's enough here that you have to feel some sort of obligation to me, so you get her to Tommy's.
Okay. So this premise, this get to Tommy's, has to completely change because of what it means. Joel is balking at like going to Tommy's because he knows how they ended and that, but he also just doesn't want to be with her. Where in the TV show, we've already established that Bill and Frank are together. Like, we haven't established that. We just got the B/F, you know? If you're into fanfic, you know. If you know, you know, baby. But they have... Tess gives Joel a more manageable goal. Just get her to Bill and Frank's. And, like, they'll take it from there. Which, first off, I feel like Tess knows that is not the case. I feel like Tess knows that that is not what is going to happen here. That in the TV show, Tess does not think that they're gonna that Bill and Frank. How far are you? I'm playing along up to where the TV show is, but I've played this game before multiple times. This is like a comparison in context of knowing all of everything. But how you doing, Kara? What's up? Now there's a line there. You must feel enough here. Like, which is kind of... Thought it looked like Tess. Yeah, that's Tess. Yeah. Here. Yeah, that's Tess. But it implies the opposite of what the TV show implies. So the TV show, we see Tess spoon with Joel, and then when he gets up, she's gone. And I made a comment last week about, like, that feels weird. Because, like, Neil left the relationship ambiguous in the game. He let the actors kind of define that. He did that a lot, which I'm not a huge fan of. But in the TV show, Tess's line is something like, I know you didn't feel like me how I did about you. And I felt so validated because I couldn't see the Joel that we saw that was just fine burning what used to be a kid that was infected, being someone who could be in a relationship. And that's kind of like, I couldn't put into words what I was so confused by, what I was balking at. But that is what was so, like, antithetical to me. Like, I was like, I can't get these two things in my head. What we have seen of this Joel, who Tess is using, like, I told him we weren't going to hunt you down, but I want you to kill him, Joel. And Joel is, like, chomping at the bit to do it with someone who could really be in a relationship. Like, you can obviously be in a physical relationship, but based on what we were getting, we weren't getting just a fit, like, it like, you know, spooning or whatever. But with the fact that Tess made some advance at some point, Joel said no, TV Joel, and then they kept being friends, that makes so, that puts into context the first scene where after he is asleep, she cuddles up to him, and then when he wakes up, she's gone. Like, that adds so much more to that fucking scene. And I think, okay. I'm trying to think what else. We don't get the worst shitty people. We get the save. We have this new, like, mantra, line, whatever, that is save who you can save. Which, like, spurs Joel into action, because Joel is a lot more stunned. TV Joel, it feels like. This Joel, like, is just... Well, you see it more in TV Joel than video game Joel. Trying to think what else. We'll get into the next section in a second, but I think it's interesting that we'd already talked about how, like, there are no spores, there's instead like this network of all the cordyceps, or all the infected being interconnected. I like how that comes back, because that's how that horde all comes, because that one person that was becoming one. Yeah, okay, let's keep going.
They're here.
Damn it.
I can buy you some time, but you have to run.
You want us to just leave you here?
Yes.
There's no way that...
I will not turn into one of those things. Come on. Make this easy for me.
I can find...
No, just go! Just fucking go.
Ellie,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this.
get a move on.
I feel like in the video game, a lot more is said. Like, they use a lot more words to say that, because Tess in the TV show is just like, you have to do this, the horde is coming. And I feel like that's another thing. Is that the different kind of enemy changes things. Because with Fedra, like, it probably wouldn't work, but if they were sneaking around, they could probably take out most of the Fedra agents. Like, if it, like, it's not insurmountable. But a horde of infected, that is insurmountable. And Ellie also, like, I feel like the line that Ellie has here, which is like, I'm so sorry, it's my fault, is like, I feel like the video game is doing a lot of showing, or a lot of telling, while the TV show is showing us a lot. Because we get these shots of Ellie that show how she's impacted. But we don't as much get that in the, TV show. Okay. Because, like, she doesn't say she's not going to turn into them. Tess was infected in the game. She was infected in the game. She just was in... The enemy is different that she's fighting against.
You know you're in there. Drop your weapons and come out with your hands up.
I don't know how I know someone was there.
What the fuck? I can't believe we did that.
Stop.
We just left her to die.
Stop. You stay close to me. We have to move.
Oh, man.
Okay, I gotta loot real quick. And then I gotta wait till we see the thing, and then I'll make my comments. Oh yeah, no, she was infected in the game.
Probably get up from there. Just keep pushing forward.
Target neutralized. She took out 2 of my men.
Oh my god.
Copy that.
Tess.
You, take out the door. You, with me.
One sec. Oh, you just... hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so. I'm gonna real quick get to the start of this next combat, which is just right over here. And then... And also save real quick. Okay, I'm gonna save here. And then... Okay. Now. Okay, so let's fucking talk about what happens at the end with Tess, because I'm so not a fan. So in the... In the TV show, Tess... If I die, I get more ammo next time. So just a statement of the world. Also, these look like the ones that the infected are at, which kind of makes sense technically because it's like this would have been infected. But at the end, Tess is trying. So Tess is like throwing down like some gas, and she's, "Hi, Honest. Twitch decided you didn't need notifications." No, that sucks. How are you doing, Honest? Are you caught up on the TV show? I wish there was a silencer. This is the one sadness I have. Is my fucking, you know, the kingdom for a silencer. This guy kind of reminds me. He kind of looks like the guy Joel murders in the last one.
Who's that?
Holy shit.
Maybe rats or something.
Okay. You literally saw me murder someone, but you decided it's rats. Pop off, sir. Hard is so easy. Well, if you're familiar with the show, the infected mouse situation made me so uncomfortable I was relieved when the fire ignited. Yeah. How do you know this part isn't tomorrow but versus infected? Because the entire capital exploded. I am, and Reddit managed to spoil the next one for me, so I'm mad. No, that sucks. I have been keeping, like, I've been just existing with the media, and I'm, like, I watch it real close. I don't watch Party It because I want to sit with it and exist and be able to pause, but I watch it, like, I'm very excited for tomorrow at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever fucking time it is. But, so... I think it's so fucking dumb the way they played the end for Tess. So she puts all this gas down, she throws their grenades, and then she decides to use a fucking lighter. And this bitch has not kept her butane up, and we know because we have to do gas generators all the time. We know that it's something that they're really not the world's best at doing. But then there comes a thing where, like, she was waiting till they all get in there to, like, have the place go up in flames.
He's got a gun.
Yeah, no shit.
Got nothing over this way.
Me neither.
But then she uses this lighter because she's gonna make the gas go up in flames. And that man's blind. That man's the blindest bitch in the world. Hi, Manny. How are you? Rip hat. I know, right? Honestly, I miss the hats. I would love a hat. But so she's with this lighter, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna have this gas go up in flames.
Stay with me, come on.
Man, I got nothing.
And then she's struggling. And as she's struggling, the infected horde come in. And they, like, recognize that she's about to turn, which, congrats, she did too. But then they come up to her, and, like, we've seen the, like, tendrils of infection, like the weird, whatever the fuck, there's a name for it, before. But they come up And this fucking infected French kisses her to infect her, which I think, let me tell you, is the dumbest thing in the world, because one just feels very uncomfortable, because it's like she obviously does not want to be kissed by this infected, but also you can see like how she's kind of losing her humanity to the infection, and she's starting to like stop flicking the lighter. But hear me the fuck out. She didn't need to use the damn lighter. She could have used a fucking grenade. She could have pulled the pin out of the grenade, dropped it, and that could have been, but Neil's whole shtick, and let me quote myself, because he says it in the podcast. Oop, what did I go do? Oop, no, not defaults. I like my settings. He basically says that the series is all about love, and this is the way that the infected like procreate. Therefore, it's obviously love. Therefore, it must be shown by kissing, which is the dumbest fucking thing, and it's so uncomfortable. And it's not like there are so many incorrect premises in there, and you know that Neil Druckmann is a privileged white man because he insinuates that kissing is always associated with love, which like we don't have to go into that, but I'm just gonna say that. And like that statement is so privileged. It also like invalidates anyone who like could be like asexual, or that's not how they should there are so many dumb portions of that. But the fact that I wanted to show the infected showing love, and that's how you chose to, is so dumb. It's so uncomfortable, and it's so fucking unnecessary. But the theme of these games is about love, and it's a story about people that takes place in an apocalypse. But that wasn't necessary. It didn't need to go like, because here's the thing, you didn't have to like fully kiss, like you could have had like a lot of space, and then you could have been in a situation where like it gives the same portrayal. But it is not a portrayal that is very useful, very helpful, and it's just really, frankly, uncomfortable. And I just think it's dumb. I do.
Right, come on.
I do fully support the conceptual difference of like having infected versus having like Fedra, because it doesn't really make sense to have Fedra here. Just took as a way to share the tendrils when watching. Yeah, me too. I was like, this is gross, but like I didn't take it. But then I listened to the podcast, and Neil's like, well, here's what I wanted. I'm like, your wants and needs are dumb, and I hate it. Thank you very much. I just think it's unnecessary. Like that's really how I feel. Like it's not necessary to be like that. It doesn't need to be that, because it feels very romanticized in a way that it does not need to be. Yeah. 0 to 10. I hate that this is all one encounter, by the way. I hate that if I die in this next section, I have to do it again. But obviously, given how hard it is for them to aggro and see me, I'm fairly confident it'll be okay. Because I sort of remember what to do, and like, I'm full health, right? Yeah, I'm full health. It'll be fine. It is a different encounter. Let's go. It wasn't an old grounded, and that's the last thing I played. I don't know. I just hate that specific portion, and I think it's so fucking dumb. And I don't think it needs to be like that at all.
Joel, how are we gonna get out of here?
Ellie is already starting to rely on Joel wholeheartedly. Like I don't think she doesn't really have another option.
Stay down. I don't know how many more there are.
Isn't there loot? Nope. Apparently, fuck me. Oh, it is so much brighter than it is in the... I don't even need that. We're just gonna panic and run. Panic and run, baby! What?
Step it up! On it! Stay right on my ass!
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that works too. Like, I guess that totally works. Sure. Okay, here's where I'm going to make a decision, and I'm going to save. I'm going to save here, but I think that what they are going to do is they are going to have it low. I don't think we're going to get like, because the next section is just like a little bit of traversal, and then you get to where the next, like Bill's or whatever. I think I'm going to play up until Billstown under the assumption that what we get at the end is we get the explosion of the Capitol building. We have Ellie standing, like Joel makes sure that they're clear with the gun he stole from the guy, from the federal officer he murdered. And then he walks on. Ellie is standing there being like, fuck, this just happened. And we don't really get the sense of if Joel's gonna wait for her. And then that's the episode. So, since this is more Fedra, I feel fairly confident in my suggestion that we play through the entirety of the subway, like this next section and the next bit. And then once we get to this, like, this cinematic at the end, right before Millstone, we'll watch that and then we'll call it. But I did save here.
I wasn't lying to you.
Did you spot him?
But also, this is where she really gets, like, the recognition.
Search the area. Find them and get the hell out of here before any clickers show up.
Can't I just, like, go through? Okay, bye-bye. Oh, I didn't know they went that far out of the subway cars. I didn't know it could get spotted. Good to know. So here's how we get our swimming tutorial.
We'll figure something out.
But I feel like Joel is already kind of more invested with Ellie than I have gotten from the Joel of, hello, can I? Okay. I couldn't tell if I could come up yet or not. Okay. I didn't even check my breath meter. My mic currently is covering it. I just kind of like, you know, spiritually assumed we'd be fine and decided that's what it was. There we go. Okay. Let's get our lore.
Ellie?
And let's get our loot, and then let's get through the section. This is a lot easier. Hard is so easy. Like, hard is very easy. Contacted a dude named Frank. He's the guy outside I've been training with. He wants him to Boston QZ. Near the Park Street exit of the subway station. Touches his visa and QZ papers. Be careful down there. Some of my other guys are reporting clearance and stalkers in the area. Where the hell is this guy? I've been waiting here for over 2 hours sweating bullets. I keep thinking I see something move in the side. I just feel like a stalker's gonna jump out at me any second now. Giving another 15 minutes and then I'm heading back. I never recognized here that Frank was going to come to Boston. Right? Like, this doesn't feel like smuggling. This feels like he's trying to get into the QZ, which means he is trying to, like, this is after Bill. Like, that's not something you get unless you... Unless you, like, know that context. I did not realize that. Whee. Hello. What's in here? Parts. Parts and recreation. Aren't I funny? I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, why am I dumb? I went too far, too close. There we go. Hello, let me through. Okay. I didn't catch that. I don't know how I've never caught the fact that that was Frank. I guess, like, we have been talking about Frank hella, so that probably doesn't hurt. But, pallets. These aren't even fun pallets. These are dumb. I do not like this mechanic. I want to see how they play with this, or if they play with this kind of mechanic at all in the TV show. Because I'm just not a fan.
Get on.
Really?
Ellie.
Okay. Be careful.
I support her. Ellie, please. Ellie, please. Please! You're against the fucking... Eleanor. Thank you, Jesus Christ. That is the one thing I hate about it. You have to be flush and it has to be like perfect, otherwise it does not count. I'm like, but please. Please just give me the thing. Please, I want the thing. Okay, let's just check to make sure there's no loot. I don't see loot. Oh, I looked at the wrong side. Okay, I'm full on medkits, but I could have got a whole ass medkit. What is this shit? What is this shit? A whole ass medkit? Excuse me? I would love a throwable though.
Let's get out of here.
Sorry. Need to do that. Okay, let's look. I don't know about this. I don't think this confrontation has happened. I'm gonna save here. Because I feel like this confrontation is the next, like, the next hit that happens the next show. The problem is that kind of brings me to the end of stream. And it has not been that long. Guess I'm gonna play a little bit Dead by Daylight. Like, I don't really. I guess, okay. Let me think. Of any final thoughts. I'm really excited to see what they do with Billstown, which is like logically the next section of the game. I'm really interested to see how we start to see Joel opening up from his shell, because he is not there. He is not at the point where he is ready to care about people yet at all. He's just, and he's not there in the game, but it feels like he's much closer in the game. You know, I feel like he's already feeling more like he's ready to kind of speak to people and like live. Where this Joel is just surviving, and he is still, and like obviously it's hard to even consider B, but he is not over his daughter's death. He is not over it at all. Yeah. He's just not ready. Which is a totally valid place to be. But